Hey, it's me, Goku!
So guys, we got a lot of things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about what's going on with CM Punk, when is he going to actually return to the company, what is going on with Drew McIntyre and his in-ring status. We also have to talk about Seth Rollins and that Omos matchup. We also have MJF responding to Goldberg and Ricochet responding to something that happened on SmackDown.
And then?
A couple of vultures, and this is going to be the reason why WWE superstars probably stop signing things altogether. So we'll go ahead and get straight into all of that. The first thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is Drew McIntyre. You guys may have noticed here his profile has gone dark. Now, we haven't seen Drew McIntyre since WrestleMania, and the last thing he tweeted was on April 2nd, which is, hello. Now, there are reports going around that he may be off TV for a certain amount of time. Per Sportscada, Drew McIntyre could be out for a couple of more weeks. But, courtesy of LA Knight, yeah, we may now know when the Scottish Warrior is returning. LA Knight recently made an appearance on KTAL NBC6, where the SmackDown star promoted the upcoming Sunday Stunner event. Interestingly, he noted that he will be wrestling Drew McIntyre on the show. He says, quote, "We're coming at you Sunday, April 30th. Sunday Stunner is always a damn good time. You're going to have some big featured matches. You're looking at me and the Scotsman Drew McIntyre, and you're looking at the Women's Championship with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. But more importantly, your man LA Knight is going to be in attendance." Drew McIntyre also went on to say that if he was to ever turn heel again, quote, "If I ever eventually turn bad again, I wouldn't just be the big angry man, that character of death, because I can educate who I really am, and I'll be a lot more interested the next time around." Now, let's be real though, heel Drew McIntyre pretty much did rule. But he also enjoyed being a babyface. He says, quote, "I just get to be me. And people can feel that when you're being real, and that's been the biggest difference. And what I've enjoyed most about being a good guy the past year and a half. 2 years is I'm just left to myself," and the crowd responded positively. With any luck, this means that we will get Drew McIntyre in the ring sooner rather than later. And if LA Knight is correct, I am very excited for that match. Hopefully we get it on TV as well. In our next story, you guys may remember the whole Rey Mysterio airport thing, right? Long story short, a fan went up to him and wanted him to sign like 45 friggin' Funko Pops, and Rey Mysterio was like, "I'll sign one of them." And he was like, "Well, I am," the guy was like, "Oh, well, I'm an actual fan. I really do like you, Rey." He's like, "Okay, so I'll sign one of them. I'll take a photo with you, but I'm not going to sign all of those. The company doesn't want us doing that anymore." And the guy damn near almost got upset about it. I'm like, bro, first of all, you're at an airport, my guy. You're at a literal airport stalking my man Rey Mysterio. He's not even masked right now. You're completely ruining the kayfabe. But Loso, a lot of people have already seen him unmasked. I know that, man. But like, damn, bro. People literally, there have been reports that people have actually stated that they buy tickets, go to the airport just to get inside, meet the wrestlers, do what they have to do, and then leave. And they refund it. Shout outs to this guy, Dan. He basically found an eBay post with a Funko sign from Kevin Owens, and it says autograph WWE Pump Funko 27 with exact video proof. This is the video he is talking about. Guy, like, KO looks like he literally looks annoyed, bro. look at him. He's like, come on. Oh, you thought I was done. No. Alexa Bliss now with the same situation. It says in Spanish, autograph filmed, signed Alexa Bliss Pop Funko with proof and video and certificate of authenticity from Beckett. And he has this video here. Bro, like, and she was so kind about it too, because she had to know the game. They all know the game, bro. But it's like, why would you do this? Why? And this freaking video is 30 seconds, bro. Look, she's still going. All these scumbags, she has to know all they're going to do is sell it. She has to know, bro. But she's just so kind.
A few moments later.
And I'm not even normally one to get into this type of stuff, man. But if you see this stuff online, dude, do not buy it. Support the actual superstars. When they have like signings and meet and greets and stuff, just pull up to that. They even do some meet and greets for free. You can literally go to like Cricket and stuff like that. Or sometimes, you could even maybe see them signing before the show and stuff like that. Sometimes it's even free. Don't buy this stuff, bro, because the more people give power to these scumbags, the more they're going to continue to do it. And a lot of these superstars, they're kind people. They're not going to be bleep holes and just be like, no, I'm not signing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the company's getting mad about it now. Austin Theory, $130. Austin Theory, 8x10, $50. Solo, $50. Over here to the right, you can't see it. Liv Morgan, 70. Bianca Belair, Rey Mysterio. They have Gunther to the right as well. They have Seth Rollins, which is almost gone. And they have all these different signatures. They even have Liv Morgan, the Beckett card. You get this for $130. Mama Candice, which low-key I might buy that because I'm a big Candice LeRae fan. Zelina Vega, 16x20s. You have Solo Sikoa over here. Like, there's so many cards. Look, they're selling Ronda Rousey, $150. You have Jimmy Uso, $80. They're selling memorabilia now. Look, Asuka, $120. Why? Because of what's been happening at the airport. They recently just started doing this. This was not there before. Trust me. Of weeks, I want to say, maybe even months. But it's nothing like it. They just started. They've been doing it for like 3 years. No, they just started doing all this. So it's. I don't even have the words, bro. It's just, let's just move on to the next segment.
12 seconds later.
Ricochet responded to the miscommunication by tweeting, quote, y'all know he just be throwing me. I read that like a total bot. I apologize. Y'all know he just be throwing me. But what if Braun did that on purpose to throw off the opposition, and it is only the high-level IQ tag teams that could possess such acumen in order to display that in the middle of a match and outsmart the Viking Raiders? Covalent TV responded or posted a tweet that said, update on Goldberg's possible in-ring return. And MJF tweeted responding, I'd beat the living out of this roided up. Now, to be honest, I would not want to see this match. I would prefer Goldberg to fight somebody maybe like Wardlow. I feel like because both men don't really have the largest stamina, don't usually have long matches, I think him and someone like Wardlow would be a better matchup than him versus MJF. MJF actually goes out there and actually wrestles when he actually fights. And he does have pretty long matches. So I would say it would make a lot more sense for someone like Goldberg to go out there and fight Wardlow, possibly putting him over and getting more eyes on the product as well. Because you can have Goldberg, who is a pretty popular household name, getting some casual WWE fans over to AEW. And they'll be like, oh, who's this guy, Wardlow? Oh, he reminds me a lot of like someone maybe like Batista. All right, let's take a look at the kid and see what he's got. Oh, snap, he beat Goldberg? That's crazy. You know what? I'm going to watch AEW more now. Things like that would get more casual fans over to AEW, I think. And with Goldberg, especially at All In, it would be pretty cool. Him versus MJF, though, not it. This is what MJF is going to say when he wrestles Goldberg and he gets tired after like 3 minutes. You suck! If you guys were watching SmackDown, you'll know that WWE SmackDown, they announced a couple matches for Backlash. Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. We had the 3-on-3, which I believe was already announced. And then we have this match, which is new and very... Oh my God. Bro, they've never even had an encounter. Now you have a build-up for a week? Like, what? And the way Seth Rollins responded was so funny. Bro literally posted this gif. Right here. Alrighty then. As if he didn't know and they just announced it now, which makes it kind of funny if this is true. Or he could just be being Seth Rollins, the character. But a lot of the times when they usually like advertise this stuff, some of the superstars don't know and they find out just like we do. So it's pretty funny to see this. And then, of course, the last match that was announced is a triple threat for the United States title featuring Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley. I'm actually very excited for this match because Bronson is getting a U.S. title opportunity, and it's going to be great. It's good to see Bronson, getting that little push here and there. And I'm hoping Theory retains here, just saying. But with that being said, what match are you most looking forward to? Let me know in a comment down below. Now let's get to the CM Punk news. CM Punk has been the topic of conversation for months now. And Sean Ross himself has gone ahead and retweeted Andrew Zarian's tweet. And he says, quote, it's slated to be an enormous week. Andrew always has great insight. Andrew Zarian goes on to tweet the following. Spoke to a few people this week and it seems that AEW will be running the United Center on June 17th. This could be the day for CM Punk's return to AEW and a debut episode for AEW Collision. And this was tweeted April 21st at 8:11 in the morning. So it's very new. We'll have more details at 10:30 on his podcast. However, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is CM Punk coming back, Warner Brothers was very dependent on having CM Punk return in order to finalize the deal for AEW Collision. Now, if this is the case, then it would make sense that CM Punk returning would net AEW quite a bit of money. Dave Meltzer even stated that multiple people have said that Warner Brothers Discovery wanted Punk back as the star of the new Saturday show, although others have been told differently. We do know that he was extremely important in this deal, but rather the deal was an incubate on him. We've heard both ways. One person outside the company has been correspondence indicating that Warner Brothers Discovery definitely wanted him back, and other things that have happened in recent weeks, very much behind the scenes, have indicated to us that Punk being back is, if nothing else, very significant in everything. The reality is, from a business standpoint, if AEW is getting only what Warner Bros. Discovery usually pays for first run programming for this show, and Punk is at least a party in getting the deal, I'm not saying the Punk deal is something they had to make, but it's a deal that every single promoter in history would have tried to make. If AEW only makes what Discovery has been paying for first run shows as a general rule, which is $500,000 per hour in general is what Discovery pays for first run programming, that would net $52 million a year, and that's a game-changing financial deal for AEW. The reality is that for all the shows except sports, AEW Dynamite is generally the highest rated cable show on all of the Warner Brothers Discovery channels, except for 90 Day Fiancé on TLC. AEW is paid no more than most of the lower rating original programming. So if anything, a new show should get more. Me when CM Punk returns.
I've never felt better in my entire life. It's the greatest feeling in my entire life.
So I mean, there it is. Let's say what the Wrestling Observer newsletter was saying is accurate. That means that CM Punk single-handedly is going to be the reason why they're going to make an extra $52 million a year if Warner Brothers Discovery wanted CM Punk dependent on acquiring this new show. Now, again, they said that they've heard both sides, right? Yes and no. But I would argue CM Punk is a big choice in acquiring that new show, or a big, deal breaker in acquiring that show. I would argue that they 100% wanted CM Punk to be able to get AEW Collision on board. And if that's the case, man, more money means more money for the superstars, which means they could sign more people. They even wanted to sign Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi is going to meet up with Tony Khan very soon about that. So it's another thing about that. Now, the other thing is, with plans for Punk's return now underway, it's been reported that he is set for a meeting with Chris Jericho, FTR, and Tony Khan. The working theory is that Punk will return to a program with Jericho in some capacity, despite their well-documented differences. However, there have been no such talks or planned meetings between Punk, the Bucks, or Kenny Omega, who were the three of his targets on that September night. The Wrestling Observer Dave Meltzer notes that the meeting involving Punk and Jericho is yet to take place. Furthermore, there has been no apology made to the Young Bucks by Punk. Some close to Punk have claimed that this is because he's been told not to contact them. He goes on to say, quote, "Since I've been asked a lot about this, Punk has not apologized or attempted to make any direct amends to the Young Bucks, although those close to him said that that's because he's been told not to have any contact with them, and without any contact, he couldn't. Nobody has said he would if he could or he wouldn't, because there are people who want everyone to make amends, and that was just suggested by many of at least an attempt at a way." And I'm going to be real with you, man. All these things back and forth, no one has any actual information on what happened that night with that situation. No one knows what the Bucks and Kenny and CM Punk have even talked about. For all we know, they probably binge squashed it and are going to use this as a storyline, like I said yesterday's video. So if you guys haven't seen that, again, go check it out. But personally, man, AEW does a really good job of these blurred real life into storyline type of scenarios. So if anything, it is only a matter of time before CM Punk makes his return. And like I said, June 17th, he will be there. And we'll probably get that program started with Chris Jericho. And then in some form or capacity leading into All In, I would argue that it's probably going to be CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. Again, you heard it here first. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I was just, again, throwing some speculation out there because I think the benefit to including my opinions alongside the tidbits of story that we get is that I can kind of give you my take on everything. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Subscribe.